Now, this leads me to one of the philosophical areas that I want to explore a little bit. So, you grew up where you grew up. You had that experience of a divided small town. And our show has a really strong DEI bent. Philosophically, my experience is that when we're looking at issues of DE, I'm very passionate about building common ground to move forward from. There's another vein of DE philosophy that is more in line, and I'm paraphrasing, it's more of the us versus them mentality. I guess my question to you is, when we're looking at the things that you are passionate about, I have a responsibility to make sure people feel loved and understood or seen and heard. How do you bridge that gap philosophically?
That's by the grace of God, right? It's very easy to become jaded and people to feel like I was passed over for this opportunity because I'm Black, because I'm gay, because I'm female, because I'm 5'3". It's very easy to be pulled in to that type of a philosophy that can harden your heart and make you operate a little bit differently. I have always believed that commonality is the basis for all connection. That commonality is the key to connectivity, right? So if I know what your interests are, then I can genuinely take an interest in you and then figure out with you where we need to go. I think there's a very technical aspect, like diversity, equity, and inclusion, that is the program side. Everybody wants to create a program. Everybody wants to create a written document, a statement, and yet they forget the metrics. They forget to ensure that the desired outcome that people want is being achieved. But I have my diversity department. They put out the best flyers, the best programming. Every February, there's a Black History Month celebration. We're going to bring in some guest speakers. So we're doing the check the box activity, but we're not forming real relationships. And I think that's the problem, is that everyone is looking for the check the box, that I've done this, I've done that, I've done this. And the real result of, did you go into an HBCU, a historically Black college and university, to start intern program? Did you go to the Hispanic Employee Association group to say, hey, did you do some outreach to true Indian American or people to be able to hear what there is? Is there a Muslim inclusion factor in this? Because the world, everyone wants what's best for their families. And if you examine it from an individual standpoint, then you can see the common threads is through all of that. You are halfway around the world, yet your parents have the same values and principles as my parents, the other half of the world around. So together, that makes the whole world go round. So it starts with commonality, and it can't be us versus them. We have too many things that separate us today. We're Republican, Democrat, and if you don't like those, you can say you're independent.